Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here, and we're back. I've returned. Been gone for quite a while, I know, as I'm sure you're well aware. Over a month. Just all of January, no uploads. This is in fact my first upload for the new year, so Happy New Year everyone, a month late. Yeah. Last thing I did, in fact, was that long live reaction stream after Christmas, which was a lot of fun. And probably a pretty good video to leave you guys off on. Just something really long and substantial like that. If I was going to be gone for a month, that's it's a pretty good final video before. But that was not the plan. If I was planning to be gone for a month, I would always tell you guys in advance. This was not a planned absence. It just sort of ended up this way. And I did try to keep people updated on Twitter. I know not everyone follows my Twitter, so I'm sorry if I made you worry. But I did on Twitter, at least every so often, put out a tweet just to make sure everyone knew I was safe and fine. And that I did plan to get things going again soon. Though until now, that hasn't actually proved to be accurate. Yeah, I decided to make this update just to sort of clue you into what's happening. Though before I really get into that full story, there are a couple other things that I want to update you on that are not so related, or at least the first one isn't related. Second one kind of is, or very much so is. But the first one is that my mailing address has changed. This is obviously not my home address, which is very much the same. You can clearly see this is the same room as always. But yeah, the address where you send fan mail is now completely different. It's no longer a P.O. box, in fact. It is some other address. It's not my home address, so don't go there expecting to find me. I'm not really sure what this address even is. I'm guessing some sort of office building. But yeah, it's where you send the mail now. If you don't remember, I use a service to kind of receive and forward my mail. Which is what that old P.O. box was, because I can't open a P.O. box at my local post office because it's kind of far from me and I don't have a car. I can drive. I used to have a car, but don't anymore, don't currently. So, well, I wanted to open a P.O. box for a while. At first, it didn't seem feasible because of that, until I found out about this sort of company that would receive the mail for me and then would send it to me when I wanted it. So, yeah, send to the new address. I'm going to have that in the description of this video and in the description of all videos going forward. And I'll probably actually have to go back to previous videos with the old address and replace it just so there's no confusion. Even though they did tell me in the email when they changed the address that they were going to be still accepting stuff at the old address and forwarding it. I'm not sure they're actually doing that, though, because I haven't received any mail for quite a while now. And I'm just not sure. I mean, it could be just that you guys haven't been sending anything, but it could just be that they're not willing to do that, because apparently there was some sort of falling out between the post office where that address was located, and which is not my local post office, by the way, and the company that I'm using, which I don't know the details of. I guess it's not really important to me. I'm just some sort of customer who is affected by this. But yeah, that's why my mail was interrupted back in November, if you remember that. Because they've sort of been having some sort of disagreement, and apparently there was a breaking point, and they're no longer using that address, so I gotta use this new one. Anyway, enough about that. Other thing I want to get out of the way first is Patreon. If you're a patron, I do still plan to react to whatever you requested back in December. I will get to it. I just haven't yet, but it is coming. You will get your money's worth, and yeah, we're still on schedule for that. And yeah, it'll be frozen from further payments until I get to all those videos. I froze it for February and for January, and I'll freeze it again for March if I'm not caught up by that time. So do not worry, you will not be charged any more money until I'm ready to take more requests, and that's how it'll go. And as a reminder, next time I do take requests, there is going to be that new rule in place where videos can be at most 30 minutes long. And I think that should help me a lot. Anyway, going into the actual meat of things here, the full, the reason I made this update. I mean, that stuff's important, but you guys want to know why I've been gone for so long. And it's not really a story I want to tell, but I think I owe it to you guys to sort of explain things here. And yeah, I suppose the starting point really is in November. Something kind of changed for me, and I don't really want to get into it. This part of it, this is the one thing I don't really want to talk about. But something happened where my recording schedule just really changed. In fact, it kind of reverted to where it was before. Because you'll remember it changed for the better back in, I think it was March of last year. Suddenly I was able to record like most of the time. I mean, I had most of the day throughout the week available to me. And I could record basically whenever. But before that, I had really only Saturday, the whole Saturday, and then late nights and early mornings of other days available to me. And that's kind of where we're back to. And it was not something I really wanted to talk about at first. I didn't really want to acknowledge it because I expected it to be kind of temporary, and it hasn't really proven to be as temporary as I expected. And I also thought I'd really just be able to deal with it. Really, the only hint that you guys got was I did tell you up front that I wasn't going to be able to stream on Friday anymore, because that's not really in my time that is available to me any longer. So I did say that, but I didn't really say anything else on the matter. And I expected I'd be able to manage things, because I did pretty well before this, before March of last year. I did pretty well in still producing content throughout the week. But I think I was kind of spoiled by the better reaction schedule, by the better recording schedule, I should say, because I came to really, really dislike how I used to do things. Like, I mean, I've spoken several times about the Saturdays where I was supposed to record like a bunch of stuff on Saturday, and then I had sort of an anxiety attack and just was not able to get anything done because just my anxiety became so great that I couldn't manage it. And just I mean, sometimes I'm able to record stuff on Saturday, but just sometimes I'm not, and it's like become not fun to me to do these just really long recording sessions. I'm not really it's not really something I'm able to do anymore, and not something I really want to do. And I just sort of started to reject it. So with this limited recording time now, and that suddenly being thrust on me, I just suddenly it became so much harder to record everything that I want to record. And I also don't really like recording at night anymore either, which is when I used to record a lot of stuff, was late at night. But now at the end of the day, I've come to where it's kind of the last thing I want to do. So just all of a sudden, recording anything has become just so much less fun for me. And that's kind of why I slowed down so much in December. I mean, at first I was still getting stuff done, but then it slowed down, and eventually I stopped recording. I got the Christmas stuff done before Christmas because I really was motivated to do that. But yeah, after Christmas, that motivation kind of went back down, and I still tried to like wake up early. Like I figured early mornings. That was when I would be able to actually when I would actually feel right. But it's hard because my sleep schedule. I've spoken about that before too. That my sleep schedule is just all out of whack, and I have a hard time waking up early a lot of the times. So I don't know. It's just there was never a good time to record, and I never felt in the mood. I never felt right for it, and it just sort of led to a lot of stress and a lot of frustration because I still wanted to get things going again, but it just didn't happen. And eventually it led to just sort of a sense of disillusionment, I would say, because you may recall I've been suffering from a certain amount of burnout for a while now, going back till like I think it was August or September of last year. That's when it really set in. And yeah, I kind of I guess, not recording, I started to reflect on all of that and why I'm feeling that. And definitely started to question what I'm really doing with the channel. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm proud of what I've done with the channel. I'm proud of how far it's come. It's definitely exceeded any measure of expectation for me. I definitely am just thrilled with how far I've gone with it. It's outside my wildest imagination from when I started. But and I also, it's not just about it's not about the subscriber count or anything. It's about just what I've built and the friends I've made and all that stuff. But it does kind of wear on you. I mean, doing this for so long, and I have been doing it for like 5 years now, over 5 years. And it is kind of a grind. I mean, a reaction channel, it's probably one of the easier, like, daily content type channels you can do. But still, it does take over, and it becomes like such a big part of your life, doing it day in and day out. I mean, it's a lot more than just what you see. I mean, for me, for the past 5 years, I mean, I guess not for all that 5 years. There were parts where I was doing less, but at least recently it's been wake up, record videos, edit videos, wait for videos to render, upload videos, wait for videos to process, then publish them, and just, it's a lot of stuff. And I mean, there are gaps in there, but there's time for other stuff. But a lot of that time is spent doing stuff for the channel too. I mean, checking comments, responding to comments, interacting with you guys on the Discord, like managing the Patreon, just a lot of different stuff. It just sort of takes over and doesn't really leave a whole lot of time for other stuff that I want to do. And I began to question if I was fulfilled by what I was doing. And so I did used to do other stuff. I used to read a lot. And last year, I didn't read a single thing except for the only book that I read the entire year was Ruby After the Fall. And I did have fun reading that. It was cool, but that was the only thing. I used to also write. I wrote fan fiction for a long time, and then eventually I did like collaborative roleplay, MLP roleplay, not anything too weird, but just pony stuff. And then eventually I actually took a stab at more legit writing, and I wrote a novel, which I am still kind of, it's collecting dust, waiting for me to touch it up. And also some short stories, and they were pretty good, I think. I mean, I would submit them to like contests, and they would get like honorable mentions. They never won anything, and I would try to get them published, and that never really went anywhere. So maybe they weren't that good, but I don't know. I thought they were pretty good. But point is, I haven't written anything in years now. I mean, sometimes I'd get like an idea, but by the time I would even think about writing it, I just would be like just something else. Usually, almost always, the channel would come in and take over and just take a higher priority. And I don't know. Don't know if that's quite right. I mean, and it's other stuff too. Like I've spoken a number of times about how one of my dreams that I've really wanted to make real is learning another language, learning Japanese. And I've tried a few times, and always, that's another thing where I end up getting distracted and just not able to follow through. And I'm not sure that's entirely because of the channel. Could just be me and just not able to stay focused and stay with it. But I don't know. It just seems like the channel is sort of a drain on me sometimes, and with how it is now, which is why I think I gotta change a few things. And I think we'll get to that now, which yeah, I am gonna be back. I'm gonna be recording reactions again. And it's not going to be too different, I don't think. I'm still going to have the same schedule. I'm still going to be recording all the same series reactions. Going to still have the 6 slots. But I'm going to be doing less of each show. I'm going to be doing 1 episode if it's a 22-minute show. I'm going to be doing 2 if it's a 11-minute show, and so on. I mean, the one weird one is Gretzko currently. That one has 15-minute episodes, and not really sure what to do there. But I think I'm actually probably just going to do 3 still, because I kind of broke it up specifically with it in mind that I would be doing it 3 a week. So I think for that one, things will remain unchanged, at least for now. But with the next show in that slot, which is going to be poll selected, by the way, it'll be down to just 1 episode a week. And I know this will make things take twice as long, and that's not really fun for anyone. I would like to do more stuff and not have it take so long. But I just think with all this in mind, and with my available time to record so much less, it's going to be what I need to do. And I'm not sure it's actually going to be enough. So I may have to do something else. Like, we'll see. I mean, for now, I gotta do the Patreon requests as they are. And, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But going forward, I may have to cut the Patreon requests back again, too. I don't know, though. I'm going to see how... Because I am implementing that new rule with the Patreon requests where they have to be less than 30 minutes. So maybe that's just going to make all the difference in the world. But we'll see. I'm going to see how I like it with the new rule. But there is a chance I may reduce the number of Patreon requests further. Maybe down... I don't know if I'd go down to 30, just 1 a day. That seems pretty... seems pretty drastic, because currently it's at 60, but I don't know, maybe 30 would be better, though that is currently my main income source, the Patreon requests, so I don't know if I really want to do that anyway, because I don't really have a I mean, it would be a big blow to the money I make, and I don't really have a way to replace that that I can think of, though I am kind of thinking about trying some stuff. I mean, I don't really know how much interest there is in merch, but I may actually look into that this year. Let me know. Let me know if you would actually buy a shirt with Serendipity on it. But, yeah, we'll see. I'm kind of interested. If you do have other ideas of how to kind of increase... I mean... If you have ideas of things I should try to maybe make more money or just to make the channel better, I mean, I'm actually looking for any kind of feedback, things you guys would like to see, things you'd like to see me try to do differently. Because, I mean, it has become sort of a grind of the same stuff day in, day out, and I would like to, I don't know, maybe like to try and explore other areas with some things, though I do want to keep the content that I am doing right now. So I don't know. I'm not really sure. Not really sure what I'm saying, in fact. Kind of rambling now, I think. But, yeah, point is, yeah, I've just been thinking a lot. And I'm not like depressed about this, don't think that. I'm not really in a dark place or anything like that. I've just sort of been reassessing and kind of finding a new center and just really thinking about the channel, thinking about life, thinking about what I want from this. And I do think I should scale it back at least a bit and try and make room for more other things. And just, I don't know. So I want it to be fun. Not just for you guys, but for me too. And, I mean, the shows are fun. I like watching it, but just the other stuff isn't fun. Like, editing videos is not fun. And, uploading videos is not fun. I mean, just the processing on like BitChute and Drive, it's always so broken, and it often takes multiple uploads, and it's just annoying and constant source of frustration. I mean, YouTube usually works, but the other uploads, they don't always respond the best. But other platforms, I should say. But yeah, and I don't know. I'm actually in a pretty good place with this. I think I'm satisfied and ready to come back with it, and I think it should go pretty well. So I think we're going to be good, and I think the channel is going to be good going forward. I am very interested in your feedback, and want to hear from you guys about what you think I should do and what you think what you want to see, really. If you want to see me try other things, and I don't know, because this is an important part of my life, this channel. It's been 5 years now. I put a lot into it, and I'm, as I said, very proud of how far it's come. It's really, really exceeded every imaginable outcome I've expected. I mean, 50,000 subscribers. I never thought that was even remotely possible for me. And that's like halfway to, what is it, a silver play button? 100? Yeah. I don't know. But that's most of what I... Oh, the other thing, I talked about the reaction series and Patreon requests, but the other thing is streams. I didn't mention that at all. I do still plan to do streams. The gaming streams will return, because those are fun. Actually, that's one thing I do enjoy, that I've consistently enjoyed. At least mostly. I mean, lately, not so much. I mean, with the problems I've had, just nothing frustrates me more than the lag streams, where suddenly it starts dropping frames. Those are the worst, and that's been like the last couple times I've tried streaming. So I do have the live reaction stream went really well, though I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure it's because of my new setup, because I did buy a what do you even call it, the power line adapter, I think, the thing that allows me to plug in the computer, the Ethernet to the wall. So I haven't really tried a gaming stream with that yet. I mean, it worked really well with the reaction stream, but that might just be because it's a different sort of stream and doesn't really take as much power or whatever. I mean, power's not the right thing, but bandwidth, I guess. So I don't know. I'm gonna try see if that thing helps with the next gaming stream. But the last couple that I did were not any fun, and it doesn't help that I don't know. Dark Souls 3 has kind of lost a bit of appeal with me lately. I do still plan to play it all the way through, because I don't like leaving things unfinished like that. And I think I'm getting close to the end. But I'm not really gonna... I don't think I'm gonna make any commitment to doing the DLC anymore. I mean, I don't know. I think I've had about enough. And I do kind of want to move on to other things. So, yeah. And, yeah, with Fire Emblem, I do still plan to play that. I'm going to get back into that this week for sure, because I have missed that game. I've missed that a lot. I know there's a lot of new stuff out for it, which I'm not even really sure. I haven't really looked into it, but there's like a bunch of new DLC or something. So, yeah, that's exciting. But I do... Because... I don't know. I mean, I do plan to play it. That's what I'm just thinking. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure I want to do it at the same time anymore. I think I may actually make that a morning stream too, because I think I really need. One of the things I decided actually is that I really need to get my my schedule, my like daily schedule, more organized. Because that's been one of the key problems that's contributed to all this stress for me, is that I've had my sleep schedule has been a mess, and I tend to stay up really late, and it's just, I don't know. I think I might be a lot better off if I get a bit more order to things and actually start waking up early, going to bed earlier too, and I try and actually keep a regular schedule instead of just staying up however late I want. And I mean, with how things were before, I was waking up early on Mondays, and then 2 days later I was staying up until like 6 in the morning on Wednesdays, streaming Fire Emblem. So I don't think, I mean, doing it that way is kind of asking for my sleep schedule to get out of sync and just to sort of be whenever. And I think I'm going to have to move the Wednesday stream into the morning, probably at the same time that I do the Dark Souls stream on Monday. And I'll still probably want it to go a little longer, so I may actually wake up earlier on Wednesdays. But, because with Fire Emblem, I really want to play it for a long time. But I don't know. I do think for sure, though, that I will move that into the morning and do it then. The other thing with Fire Emblem, I'm probably not going to actually play the game. I mean, the plan originally was to play through all the different story routes completely on stream, but that's going to take forever. I'm just thinking about it. That's going to take forever. So I think what I may do instead is play the first part of each story route on my own, and just sort of pick up when it splits off, when it's sort of for each route, like I think just before the time skip, that's when I would kind of pick up and do that on stream and do that way you get like the completely different stuff. I mean, you may miss out on my reaction to certain things like different support conversations and stuff that I haven't seen before. That's different for every route, but I don't know if it's worth it to go through the entire game, the first part of it, so many times. So I think just do part 2, and probably the moments leading up to part 2 for each route instead. Though, let me know what you think there, if you're even if you're even invested in the Fire Emblem streams, which I know not everyone is. As for the other gaming stream, the one that was on Friday, I'm kind of torn there. I mean, I could move that into Friday morning and have all the streams be morning, but I could also leave that one on Saturday and have it be Saturday evening, and that way you have at least one evening stream, the one where I would be playing multiplayer games at a time when more people are probably available, which I think I'm leaning towards that right now, to have that be a maybe 6 o'clock stream on Saturdays, which, I mean, it used to be on at like 3, but I think I would have it at like 6 or something, maybe 7. So kind of a night stream, but like, I don't know, evening. Though, again, let me know what you prefer for that. Saturday's pretty open, so I could, if I do it on Saturday, have it at pretty much any time. And yeah, also live reaction streams, I want to do those more often. I will do those every time I do a community challenge for sure. Though part of me wants to do them even more than that. Though I don't know. Because those are fun. I definitely had a lot of fun with that second one. Definitely a lot better than the first one. I mean, in every regard other than that I made a lot less money. I'll just be honest there. First one I made a lot of money with that whole rule where a 20-minute or a $20 donation could get you a longer video. But, yeah, the second one, well, I made a lot less money without that rule. It was just a lot more fun for me, and I think for everyone. Because it was longer videos. They were kind of a drain on everything. But, yeah, I definitely had fun with that, and I do want to do that more often. So, yeah, that's basically the plan, to kind of sum everything up. Going to be cutting all the series reactions by half, doing half as much for each of them. Basically, one episode if it's 22 minutes, or 2 if it's 11. Going to be streaming still, though the Wednesday stream's going to be in the morning now. Friday stream, undecided. Might be on Friday in the mornings, or it could be on Saturday at a different time. And yeah, gonna be Patreon stuff for now is gonna be still 2 a day, most likely on most days, and I'll be doing all the December requests until I'm done with those, and then I'll open it up for more requests whenever I'm ready, and that's when the new rule will come into play. And we'll see how that goes. I may reduce that further. And I don't know. Other than that, not really too much to say. I mean, there was the address thing at the start too, but I'm not going to really repeat that. And gonna try and get back on Discord and stuff like that. I know I've been gone from there for a month too, which at first was because I just feel weird being there when I'm not producing content. It makes me anxious in a way, and I know it probably shouldn't because you guys aren't going to judge me for that. But it just, I don't know, it feels weird. I feel uncomfortable when I'm not really producing stuff. Though eventually it was just sort of, as I became more introspective as the time went on, it was more just because I wanted to be kind of, I wanted time to really just think this through on my own and decide what I wanted to do, what I wanted to do going forward. And I think I've come to a pretty good place with it, and I'm curious to see how it goes. And yeah, I'm ready to record reactions again. So we'll see. And a few little things. I know this update's going on forever, but I keep thinking of more things to say. But a few little things going forward. Going to be recording Ruby today. Going to be doing like a whole bunch of episodes. I mean, I missed a whole bunch of them. A whole bunch more have come out throughout the past month. So I'm going to be doing all those in a single video. And that should be fun. Just like a whole... like... I mean, I'm not really sure how long the episodes are, so that could be like a lot of Ruby. But I'm going to do that in one sitting and just catch up. Because... I don't know. That's how I want to do it, and I'll probably do the same with Steven Universe Future next week, because I know that's all come out at this point too. So got to catch up on that. And Rick and Morty. I know there's one more episode of that, or has it picked up again? I don't really even know. Maybe it's back with weekly episodes. But I will get back into that too. And I think I'm probably going to do most of that stuff on Sunday, because Fanworks, I'm going to do a Fanwork. I'm going to do a couple Fanworks, in fact, tomorrow, just to sort of celebrate coming back. One in particular is there as a celebration, just something that something you guys have wanted for a while, that I've wanted to get to for a while too, that I think will be a good first reaction video after this long absence that I'm going to do and record tonight for tomorrow. But after that, I may not be doing many Fanworks, at least until I've gone through all these Patreon requests. That's going to come first, I think. Once I'm done with this batch of Patreon requests and we're to the shorter requests, where everything is under 30 minutes, then I may be able to start incorporating Fanworks on Sunday again. But for now, I don't expect I'll be able to most of the time. So, yeah. But, I don't know. This is pretty disorganized. If you're unclear on anything, just ask in the comments and I'll try my best to clarify. Though, I think now... that's everything I wanted to say. I'm stalling just in case I think of anything else. No, I think we're good here. I think hopefully that clarifies what's going on. And I'm sorry again for not posting for a while, but I mean had a lot to think about, and I wanted to make sure I was sure about what was going on here before I forced myself back into it. And that's not to say I'm forcing myself either. I'm ready. I'm ready to get back to this, and I want to get back to it. And yeah, I think it's going to go pretty well. So we'll see. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I think I've said enough. So, not really sure how to do it. I'll just see you in the next one.